Good afternoon, everybody. So I thought I got pretty good reception on the wheelchair rigging, so I thought I would continue with the experiment. So one of the things I thought maybe, what if you did want the legs to move in the chair? Can we still keep the chair still and have the legs move? So I went and updated the artwork. So I took the legs out of the chair artwork and I renamed them left leg and right leg and put them on the right layers. So let's go back and see what effect that had. So that was Debreuil chair 2, I think. So yeah, now everything's floating. But I think it's because it's detecting legs and there's no hips or ankles or anything. So I'm hoping that we'll be able to keep the chair still once we put those in. So I'll just tag as normal, but I'll put in all my name jaggers. I also don't know what effect ground detection will have because his feet aren't actually on the ground. So it could be an interesting experiment. I'll just put in the super basic. Okay, so right leg. Okay, and these are under the fixed line right now because the fixed line is right there, if we remember from the other video. So I'm wondering if they're under the fixed line, they probably won't move. Okay, and then we'd want limb IK 2 arms and legs now, I think, right? Okay. And let's make sure the wheelchair is still connected below the fixed line. Okay. Oh, and he's still floating too. Unanticipated consequence there. So let's make sure I've got my origin point below the fixed line on the named layer. Oh, I thought the fixed line was there. Let's put the fixed line there again and see. Yeah, okay, so now he doesn't float anymore, but his legs aren't moving. So let's go back into leg. So we know the fixed line. I tried to line it up with there. So if I move my fixed line, or I'd have to change my artwork a little bit. But if I move the connector above the fixed line, then in theory, I think the legs should move with the torso, right? So that's above the fixed line. I'd go in and angle the artwork correctly after, I think. But now let's see if the legs move. They do move with the torso, or one does anyway. Let's go check. Oh yeah, they're both moving. I don't know if you'd ever want that. So if you want your legs moving, and then so ground detection is doing something odd, let's make his heels draggable. Okay, but they do work. Like, that is kind of cool, actually. And the chair still doesn't move. I'm pretty sure it's not deforming anywhere. I was very carefully looking for that when I was doing rigging. Unless it's deforming in this empty spot, and I'm just getting super lucky. So yeah, I guess if you want the legs to move with the torso, well, we're getting a little deforming there. It would depend where you had your fixed point. But that is interesting. So if you did want to animate the legs, let's see. Okay, so let's refresh the puppet. If we go into limb IK and turn off foot pinning, Does that do anything? Not really. What about ground detection? Oh. I don't know if you'd want ground detection off. So if you put that on hinge, if you put his legs on hinge, I wonder that would solve that problem, wouldn't it? Left leg, right leg, hinge. Let's apply walk behavior just to see what would happen. It won't work because the hips are on the wrong level. So let's take off left hip. Let's take off right hip. Oh, we have to apply walk behavior. And in walk, let's put it to left and right arrow key. I guess stuff's stuck because of that fixed line, but his feet look great. That's interesting. I guess you'd never want him walking. I was just wondering if maybe my grandmother used to kick forward with her. She had a little bit of mobility in her feet, so she sometimes used them to help steer maybe. But yeah, I guess you'd have to animate that on your own. Oh, and his arms have vanished. Yeah, don't apply walk behavior with this kind of rigging, I guess. So let's undo. But it is interesting that you can get his legs to move, like say he was standing behind a desk that was open, you'd want his legs moving when they shift. So you could, if it was a desk instead of a chair, you would be able to get some movement attached to the torso. You just have to make sure that your attachment points are above that fixed line. Interesting addition to the puppet anyway. I don't know if you'd ever actually use it, but get away. And it was pointed out by a few people that obviously I'm not a chair user, so I had in my head that you'd pull that forward to go forward, but he in fact would go zooming backwards. So I should have remembered, because Grandma definitely pushed, you'd push the wheel forward to go forward. So yeah, sadly my animation wasn't done very well, but interesting addition to the puppet if you wanted to make the legs move. You know, like it actually looks kind of more realistic, because as your hips shifted with your back, your thighs would move slightly. So anyway, I just thought I would try that. Have a great afternoon, everybody. Thanks, viewer, for joining me. Sorry it's such a short one. If you said hi in chat or anything, maybe I'd stay longer. Cheers, everybody.